Hello, everyone, and we've made it to our last bit of Warrior Academy. You've got Gmail. So, things that we're going to be looking at here are what are some template responses? How can you make it easier to send emails to families? Some other things, looking at just some there's like multiple ways to send ideas to families. Some other considerations like looking for emails, how to use BCC, using the term family. So we'll go over all of this, but we're going to start with templates. So the usefulness of templates, which I just learned about these, and it's like I want to share them with everyone. What you can do is, if you're tired of typing the exact same response over and over and over again, you can make it easier by saving it as a template. The template also saves the subject line as well. So how we can do this, we did enable the templates in the advanced page already. Then you're going to type up your email. We'll go to the three dots at the lower right of the screen, click template, save the draft as template, name it. Next time you go to use it, it'll be there. Okay, you're like, ooh, that was a lot at once. Let's do it together. So we've already enabled it in the settings tab because we did that way back. So under compose here, we can add some information. So I'm going to just make one. I'm going to go, hello, everyone. And here I'm going to go, hello, everyone. Obviously, yours is going to be much more useful than this, but for a quick example, hello, everyone. Then you're going to go down to this kind of lower right, if you can see where my cursor is by the trash can. Click those three dots. We're going to go to templates, and we're going to go save draft as template, save as a new template, and we can go, like, I'm going to go practice for mine. I'll click save. Now, I could send this out once because I've already got it set up. So if this is maybe some information you want to send specific to each family, or maybe this template, like if someone's asking, if families are like, when is the field trip or what time, what do they need to bring? You could type it up and be like, they need to bring these things. They need to have a lunch, or they need to sign up for a lunch. They should wear shoes versus they should wear hiking shoes, or they should bring a coat. They shouldn't. Yes, all of that is probably already on your field trip screen, and honestly, are we even going to have field trips right now? But just it's those things that families might be asking over and over again, even though you've said it, even though you've put it out there some way, shape, or form, families are still asking, and you want to be helpful, so you're sending it out, but you're like, I'm typing the exact same thing over and over and over again. So this can save you some time. So we could send this one out, or when we go to compose, so this is a brand new email, and we're going to go down to those three dots first. We're going to go to templates now, and we're going to click on that practice, and look at that. It's already there, which is kind of nice, right? So what I did is I just deleted, I had an extra signature there. You could delete that out as needed. Maybe you might even save it without the signature if it's going to show up a signature every time. So this is where it could be useful. Another way that this could be useful is, so at the beginning of the year, being that I teach science and history, I have two different Google Classrooms. We have an online textbook that they need a login for. We use Filament Games that they need a login for, and there's some other like websites that I just want them to have easy access for. This takes a little bit of time to do, but it saves so much time throughout the year. I go through and I send each kid or each student a copy with their information. How I do that is I could use templates, and I do have it set up here. So I'm going to go to templates, and I have it as important information, do not delete. Look at that. If you just didn't get super happy just from looking at how quick all that information filled in, replay. Seriously, I just like 3 clicks and all of this information is here. It's got like the important information, do not delete. I need to update it for the correct school year. And then I've got everything that they need. So I guess when I saved it, I just forgot to keep or get rid of that signature there. So I can go back and fix that if needed. But look how quick that was. So much quicker that I can take care of. Like it's just done. It's so nice. There's another way that I get through to doing this. So this is like pre me knowing about templates. Is there's something called TextBlaze. So it's an extension. If you go to the Chrome store and then go to extensions, it's called TextBlaze. And what I use here is I will set them up so that it already has it. So this one, let's see, where's the important information one? Here it is. Important information body, important information subject. And you can see I've got this little like code of letters. So like FDI /FDI. So what I would do is go /FDI, bam, it's in. There's just two options. It's just different options you have. This one I had as an example here. Now, why I'm also showing you about this is in TextBlaze. Last year, when we went into quarantine and such, we couldn't have school. So I would send out, I had everyone's emails, all of my students' emails between this part one and this part two, and then I had my history class email and then also my homeroom. So what I would do, and this is not the kids' emails, this is obviously going to be mine, but I would always go to BCC. Pretty much if you're ever sending an email out to a group of like unrelated people, more or less, like each student, that's an individual different student, you don't want to send it out to two because then you're giving out their information. I know there's there's a group that I was a part of, like a teacher group, and they always sent out their emails with all of the emails in the two instead of the BCC. I don't really want all my information there, and then it's like an inch, if not 3 inches, of just emails. So go to BCC, and I've got one set up. So, I mean, you're going to have to remember what they are, but I set one up with some of my emails. So, is this one, hi all one. And so, bam, look at that. All the emails that I wanted to send it to are now up here. I know, easy, right? So now, yes, it takes a little bit to set up. Like I will give you that. It takes some time to set up, but look at that. With the templates, if you wanted, I mean, to send out to families, you can just have things like this already set up. If you're going to be sending to the same families over and over again, something I might do is, so let's say I know I'm going to need to send to all of these families. So, or to this group of families. And I want to say, hello, your student had a great day today. So I'm sending it to, I'm going to pretend that I am the family members, like I'm the parents. And I've taken and gotten all these emails from Infinite Campus. A bit of a fun fact, when you see, I'm not going to go on anyone's because I don't want to give out information here. But if you click on it and like the blue underline of the email, you can click and drag it in. So you don't even need to retype it. I know, right? Super easy. And if you get, there's another extension here called Tab Resize. And so what I do a lot of times is I'll have it 2x2. So I'll have Infinite Campus on one side and I will have my inbox on the other. So I'll take and drag things over back and forth between the two screens. So it makes it even easier. Then it makes it easier to send. And now that I'm going to go back to, so I'm going to put these all back together now. Oops. When I go back here, so I'm going to send this out because I did have a great day. And then now I need to send an email to them again. I don't want to have to go look up all their emails. Look at this. Because I've dragged them all in. I can just copy them and paste them. So now I can send it to that family again, and I can send a new email, but it won't take me nearly as long to do because I've already dragged them all in. Super easy. I just like things that make it easier to send or make my life easier, anything that's a shortcut. I'm really not all that special. I just like my shortcuts. So some other things you can do, the BCC, or if it's literally going to like mom, dad, and the kid, then probably put it in the two. If you're setting it with like a case manager, you might want to put them in the CC instead of like the two. Sometimes you might want to use the BCC if you're sending it home to like two parents and then you want to like CC, say maybe you're a building principal because there's a little something more that's happened. So those are some things, because remember the BCC is the blind carbon copy, which means the receiver does not see who is all on that email thread. Some other things you can do is if you go to like Google Groups, just type in groups to Google and then Google Groups, you can set up an email group. And then this is going out to like an entire group of families. Honestly, if I'm going to be sending it out to families, I'd rather just use Infinite Campus instead. It's an option. You can make it as an email one. It's more useful, like there's the buy, sell, trade or whatever within the staff ones. When it's something like that, I don't know. If I'm sending it out to families, I'm always really cautious. Like, I don't want to pass out anyone's information. Infinite Campus is already making sure of that. If I send stuff in the BCC, if it's from me, like if it's going out to multiple families or multiple different students, those are some options. So, because remember, if it's sent to the two and someone accidentally replies all, everyone's going to get to see it. And it wouldn't be good if, say, I sent out an email to my second hour science class and one person sends me back an email that's meant just for me, but the whole class can now see it, because that's going to cause problems. So if you're sending it like to a group of students, BCC it. If you're sending it to more than one set of families, BCC it. If you're literally just sending it to like mom and dad and grandma, probably leave it in the regular, like just two line area, or CC some things, but make sure you're kind of being conscious of that, because especially with our communication having to be more digital, we want to be conscious of a lot of that. So some other things that you can do is when you're looking for an email in Gmail, there's ways that you can send them so that you can, or search for things so it's a little easier. So in here you can search by, let's say I'm looking for something from Stephanie Zahner. So if I start typing it in, I can look at it by her name, like it came from only her. If I'm like, ooh, I don't know if it's really from her, but I know her name was mentioned in it, I can type in Zahner, but I don't have to do the whole email. So then I'll get more different types of things. If I'm like, ooh, I might have deleted it, you can go straight to the deleted box and within the trash, search within the label of trash. And then I can look up anything that I might have thrown away there. If I wanted to look like, say, yearbook, so I'm the yearbook advisor. If I wanted to look for a specific email of the yearbook, I could look here. And so, like Stephanie, again here, she goes through and usually edits the yearbook and like, I love her. She finds the things that I miss. So I'm looking for things that she sent back. So I can go Zahner and then I can look up things that just came from her. Some other things you can do to look up things is there's this little arrow at the end here, and then you can look from who's it from, who was it to, what are some words within the subject, how big was it? Did it have an attachment or did it not have an attachment? How old is it? So a date within a few days, and you can select the date that it's within. So this is like some advanced search stuff, but if you're looking for that one specific email, you can find it. Especially if you've labeled it off to the side, you're like, I don't think I need it anymore, but then you're like, ooh, where did it all go? There you go. So some last little things, just the BCC, I've already talked about that. Just you want to make sure you're keeping everyone's information as safe as possible. In general, if it's going out to like a group of students, I'd BCC it. If it's going out to different sets of families, BCC it. If not, just use Google Infinite Campus. And like if you need to sneak someone into an email, put them in the BCC. And then one of my last big things that I was told about, and I never even thought of this until this family told me, is, well, two of them. One, when you're sending home emails, remember that you're not just sending it to parents all the time. We have students in our population that don't have parents at home. They're staying with a grandma or grandpa. They're staying with an aunt and uncle. Some of them are even staying with family friends. So if you're saying, hello, parents, it's a little bit isolating because you're kind of saying like, oh, it's for the parents, not for that family, when family is more inclusive to all the students, like whoever is taking care of and responsible for that student. So using families is just a little bit nicer way to think about it. And another one is when you're sending emails home, regardless if you're using Infinite Campus, if you are sending it just to a single parent, any of it, it's really helpful to put who you are and what you teach, like within the first little bit, if not even in like the subject area. I had a parent who told me about this very kindly, and I didn't even think of this. Like I was like, it didn't even cross my mind. But she's like, I have two students in the middle school who have math, science, history, English teachers. They both have an art, they both have the art teacher. They both have, and she's like, so I don't really know which student you're talking about. So if you're sending out a mass message or even one that's more specific, it's really good to send out like, who are you and what class do you teach? So within the first little bit, I might put like in my subject line, like grade 8 Merodic Science. Then they're like, oh, it's my 8th grader they're talking about. Or in the body, a paragraph, then, like once you get into the body of the message, I might put like, hello families, my name is Caitlin Moradic. I teach 8th grade science and history at the middle school. So then they're like, oh, this is the class, this is the teacher, I know who that is. Because let's be honest, mass emails on Infinite Campus are wonderful because then you don't have to send out a bajillion different emails on its own. But we want to also make sure we're helping the families know who we're trying to contact or what the contact is even about. So those are some of the big things. I'm hoping during the Warrior Teaching Academy in person, we might even have some discussions come up that are about things that I didn't even think of or I didn't know, because I'm always learning. These are just a few of the things I found, and I love sharing them out because it might make your life a little easier. Please let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, have a great day. Bye.